It was the fourth annual 9/11 Tower Challenge and the third year that it was held at the University of Arizona's Arizona Stadium. Nearly 1,400 people came out to remember 9/11-2001 and to honor those that are still fighting for our freedoms.
I can't believe it was 16 years. I was actually in Saudi Arabia at the time. Everybody remembers where they were. And I'll tell you, the families and the loved ones of those who died, the nearly 3,000 who died, including the 414 first responders, they're remembering every single day. So today we're here at the Tower Challenge to actually do the 2,071 steps. It's a pretty hard event. I've done it before, but it's the least that we could do in order to remember their sacrifice, climbing up 110 stories in order to save people while everybody was running out. They were running in. So remembering that sacrifice, remembering the threat that still exists, and also those who are serving us every single day.
Lieutenant General Thomas Keck was the keynote speaker at this year's event. You can hear the full audio of his speech linked in the description below. He talked about the significance of 9/11-2001.
We should never forget 9/11-2001 for many reasons, but the country did come together for a short period of time after 9/11, and we should try to pull on that to continue to bring it together, because you and I are going to be fighting terrorism for all our lifetimes. And all these young people who are running the Stair Climb, Memorial Stair Climb today, it's going to be good for them to remember. Some of them probably weren't even born or were 2 or 3, but it's important that they understand what this country has sacrificed for freedom.
Jim Kirk is one of the organizers of the 9/11 Tower Challenge. He reminds us that not only is it important to remember what happened on 9/11-2001, but about the fight that continues today.
First responders and military members are continuing to lose their life today, defending our freedoms and protecting our civil liberties here in the States. And, you know, I know my son who's in Hawaii, he's a Black Hawk pilot. 5 of his good friends he just lost 3 weeks ago in a helicopter crash. And so you go, you know what, that's because they're there ready to defend us. And we appreciate that. And so this event is also about that, about all these individuals that go out on a daily basis and protect our freedoms.
This is a generational threat against these Islamist extremist terrorists, and we're going to have to fight with everything we have. And I'm doing my part now in Washington, D.C. and Congress to make sure our troops have everything that we need, that we get the right policies in place to keep us safe, fighting away games instead of home games. But then we've got really, again, the first responders, our military. This is all hands on deck, to use a Navy term, to make sure that we never have something like this happen again. And our thoughts and prayers are with those that are out there right now keeping us safe today.
Not only were the nearly 1,400 participants in this year's 9/11 Tower Challenge remembering what happened in 2001, they're also raising money to help first responders and military members as they continue the fight for our freedom and safety.
We don't know the total amount that we raised yet for the Tucson area. It's probably going to be in the neighborhood of $60,000 to $70,000 altogether, which is great. And the beneficiaries on the law enforcement side are the 100 Club of Arizona, which stand behind the men and women that stand behind the badge. And then on the military side is the First Sergeants Club at Davis-Monthan and the YMCA and their support of the military.
Jordan Boltinghouse is a corporal with the Sierra Vista Police Department. He was helped by the 100 Club several years ago. When he found out about the 9/11 Tower Challenge, he knew he had to get involved.
3 years ago, I was actually involved in a hiking accident. It was a pretty severe accident. I sustained several injuries that ultimately could have been a career ender. And the 100 Club of Arizona learned about my accident, and they stepped up to the plate and helped me out. So in the last 3 years, I put together a team, and we tried to raise money to get back. Last year, we actually raised the most money, and this year, I believe we did the same thing. We raised just over $3,700.
Over 400 first responders lost their lives on 9/11 in 2001. Their pictures line the course throughout the 9/11 Tower Challenge, not only serving as a reminder of those who lost their lives that day, but also encouragement for those who were participating in today's event.
We did it as a crew. We chose to do it in full gear, just because honestly, if you're not in full gear and your buddies are in full gear, you feel like you don't feel like you're working as hard.
Makes sense.
Right.
And also, I mean, does that help you kind of remember what happened 16 years ago?
Yeah, you know what? You catch the pictures on the way up, and you know, you're kind of inside trying to just get one more step, and then you'll see the photographs and read the names, and it is inspiring.
If you didn't get to participate in this year's 9/11 Tower Challenge, there's always next year, and you can still go to their website and give.
They could do that by going to 911towerchallenge.org. And right on the home page, there's a donate button, and we'd be more than happy to take your donations. The great thing about this event is all the expenses of the event itself are underwritten by sponsors. So every dollar that somebody gives goes right to the 100 Club of Arizona or the First Sergeants Association through DM or the YMCA, which is pretty cool.
From the 9/11 Tower Challenge, I'm Mike Shaw reporting for MyGreaterTucson.com.